extra English practice.
Today we're going to look at 3 different spelling patterns, all of which end in the letter E, and how that spelling pattern affects the pronunciation of the word.
So the first spelling pattern we're going to talk about is sometimes called magic E. This is when a word ends with a vowel, a consonant, and then an E. In this case, what happens is it turns the vowel before the consonant into its long form. So most vowels have a short form and a long form, but if they're followed by a consonant and an E, usually they're pronounced in their long way. So for example, the word home, which ends with O-M-E, the O is pronounced long, O, so it says home. You could also say that if there's this pattern, a vowel, a consonant E, it makes the vowel sound say its name. Sometimes people talk about that. So the O sounds like O.
Another example is the word bite, B-I-T-E. That E makes the I sound long like bite. Without the E, the word will be bit, the short sound, bit.
So it really changes it.
And if you'd like to look more at this, we have another video that contrasts the long and short vowels. Let's look at some examples. First we have late, late.
Next, snore, snore.
Inside, inside.
June, June.
Road, road.
Lime, lime.
Home, home.
Replace, replace.
The second pattern we want to look at is when a word ends in a consonant plus LE. So in this case, the LE sounds like O, and it adds a syllable to the word. It's almost as if the spelling should be EL. It sounds like EL. So for example, in a word like bottle, B-O-T-T-L-E, you can imagine this pronunciation is like this, B-O-T-T-E-L, bottle.
That's what it sounds like for sure.
But you have to spell it L-E.
We don't know why. Just that's the way it is. Another example of this pattern is the word table, T-A-B-L-E. So again, we have a consonant and then an L and an E, but the sound is almost as if you flip those. So it sounds almost like T-A-B-E-L, table. So for example, gentle, gentle.
Comfortable, comfortable.
Couple, couple.
Google, Google. This has only been a word for, 10 years?
Yeah, maybe. a newer word. Freckle, freckle.
Middle, middle.
And little, little. The third pattern is when we have a C or a G at the end of a word followed by an E. So in this case, it makes the C or G use their soft sound. So C has 2 sounds in English. Either it's pronounced K, kind of like a K, or S, a little bit like an S. So the sound that sounds like an S is called its soft sound. Same with the G, it could be pronounced G or J. J is the soft sound. So if you see a word that ends with CE, likely it will sound like S, or GE will sound like J.
For example, in the word college, C-O-L-L-E-G-E, the last sound is a J, college, J, not colleague.
For an example with the C, we can look at the word dance. Dance is D-A-N-C-E. So the C is pronounced in the soft way, S, dance.
First we have ice, ice.
Kind of related, fridge, fridge.
Ice would melt in the fridge.
Well, they're both cold, Larissa.
Face, face.
average, average.
College, college.
Dance, dance.
Cage, cage.
Violence, violence.
Age, age.
Orange, orange.
Rice, rice.
This is a good one. Applesauce, applesauce. Do you see this one has both the soft C, but it also has the consonant LE.
We're going to do a little activity now that uses these words. We're going to tell a little story. We'll make it up right on the spot. Each of us will choose a card, and we have to use that word to further the story. So I'll keep talking until I can fit my word in. And then Misha will have a turn to keep the story going using the word on her card.
And we'll see how silly it gets.
Yeah. Or how hard it is.
Yeah. Here we go. My word is applesauce. So one day, little Timmy ate a bowl of applesauce.
As he was eating, he realized he was late for school.
Oh no. Run, little Timmy. So he threw a couple oranges in his bag for a snack, and he ran down the road to school.
When he got inside the school, he realized he had forgotten his running shoes.
Oh no.
He was barefoot.
He ran there without his running shoes. Silly Timmy. Without his running shoes, he felt very uncomfortable.
So he told his teacher, and she Googled the problem.
What to do with no running shoes? Google told them that they should give Timmy a gentle massage on his feet.
Fortunately, in the middle of the day, Timmy got to go home
Oh.
for a reason.
Which I will tell you about. He got to go home because Timmy had a special permission to have a dance break over lunch. He got to go home every day on lunch, dance it up, dance party.
And that is one of the benefits of being Timmy's age.
Yeah, we don't get dance breaks.
No dance breaks for us.
Well, we could give ourselves a dance break, I
could.
guess. Story number 2 starts with bottle. There was a woman, a lonely woman, who put a note in a bottle and threw it into the ocean.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
Intrigued.
It's a true story. Maybe.
Oh. This doesn't seem like it's going to fit. Then she went to the fridge to get a drink.
That's a logical thing to do. She just saw the ocean, it made her thirsty. I get it. She put some ice in her drink.
Then she sat down at the table and started thinking about who might find her bottle and what might come of it.
Well done.
Thank you. Back on track.
Back on track. It was getting a little boring. On the other side of the ocean was a little town named Supperton.
The weather in June in Supperton is perfect. Sunny, warm, just lovely.
Which is why an average Joe named Joe was out for a walk.
Average Joe is a thing we say to mean someone who is not very spectacular.
They're just normal.
Just a normal guy.
An average Joe, normal guy.
This Joe, what did he do?
He went for a walk.
He went for a walk.
The weather in Supperton in June, you've heard about it.
Yeah, it's great. On his way home, he walked past the shoreline, and you will never believe what he found. A bottle had washed up on the shore.
Get out. What a twist. Let's find out what he did with it. Inside the bottle, he read a note from a woman who was named Mary.
You like naming things.
I like things to have a name.
Yeah, good.
Plus, it's relevant to the plot.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Her name was Mary Green. And by coincidence, our friend Joe had gone to school with a woman named Mary Green back when he lived on the other side of the ocean.
Are you going to use the word college?
Dang it. They went to college together. It was a specific school. College. It was called...
As quick as he could, he ran home and grabbed his motorcycle, which he rode to the city we didn't name where she was from because he remembered her. Around the ocean.
Yeah.
There's roads.
We're not geography teachers, all right? Great, okay. When he got to the other side of the ocean...
by motorcycle.
By motorcycle. He found a woman sitting outside of her house by the shore. And he thought, is that Mary Green? And he looked closer and saw the beautiful freckles she had on her skin. And he recognized her from when they were young.
Aww. So, final conclusion.
Yeah, can you wrap it up? Perfect.
And that is the story of how Average Joe and Mary Green became a couple.
So happy. So that is 3 ways a final E might appear and be pronounced at the end of a word. So you can try practicing. If you want, you could write your own story with our vocabulary words. Put it in the comments. We'd love to hear it. And good luck.
Bonus points for silly, nonsensical plot twists.
And happy endings. We like a happy ending.
Oh, yeah, we do. And don't forget to subscribe for lots more extra English practice. And if you like this, please share it with your friends so they can enjoy it too.
Yeah. Story number 2 starts with bottle. We need a dance break.